ribbons and roses, they're all great.
Yeah.
They get dusty. That
should be a kitchen quote. Ribbons and roses get dusty.
It should be. Yeah. Feel free.
It's deep.
Feel free. If there are any sign brands out there that want
Home Goods and Marshalls in a
hit me up, Home Goods. Hit me up. Welcome to The Good Stuff, a podcast brought to you by The Good Word Co. This is your host, Caitlin Piggott. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Good Stuff, a podcast for anyone going through anything. This is your host, Caitlin Piggott, and today I am joined by Shay McNichol. Did I say that right?
Correct.
I said that right. I know Shay through riding horses, which has been the theme of the last episode you listened to, and we're going to get into it a little bit more today because I think there's more to dive into there. Shay has a very unique perspective that I'm excited to hear about, and I think also will be able to be translated to people well beyond the horse world. It's about finding, being an adult with interests and hobbies and trying new things, even once you've passed the age that I think sometimes people think you, God forbid you try something new. Shay is the exact opposite of that, and it is very inspiring and awesome, and it's fun to watch her as a barn mate do it with the horses, but just in general in life too. It's just fun to see, and her energy, as you will see, is infectious, and you all are going to love getting to know her. So she is joining me today.
That was quite an intro. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even what's written down on these cards. It is not her first podcast because she's done podcasts through work, but that's no fun.
No, it's not. This is the first fun one.
It's her first fun one.
Let's go.
It's an honor to be on The Good Stuff. I do not ask just anyone.
It was.
Rally's here.
Hi, Rally.
She's going to leave now.
Oh, just checking in, supervising. Supervising.
Yeah. My on-set producer doing her check-in. Okay. So I've done a little bit of Shay's background. That's who she is. I know her through riding horses. We're in the same barn together. And I wanted to bring her on because, as I said, my most recent episode, I talked about what I've learned by showing horses for 20 years. And Shay is someone who has not done it for 20 years. We're about the same age, but she has started doing it at this level, at least, later in life, within the last 5 or 6 years. Ish. Okay. And so I want to get her perspective of how that's different than me, someone who I notice that when I'm talking to someone like Shay, who's just obviously has started this later, and I'm oh, so much of this stuff is just second nature to me. And not that it's annoying to explain it to other people, but I just realized oh yeah, wow, if you didn't how I would feel so overwhelmed for so many things if it wasn't just what I grew up doing. And so I wanted to see her perspective on that, learn what she has taken from being part of this community with an adult perspective, because like I said, I shared on my last episode all these things I've learned, a lot of them looking back on my experience and being oh wow, that this part of who I am is fully because of this experience I've had, but also just having a different perspective and appreciation for the sport, the people, all those things as an adult. But obviously I started doing this when I was 10. You do not have that kind of perspective. When you're 10, you're 10. You're busy being in the fourth grade. So I cannot blame 10-year-olds for not understanding that. But yeah, I think this will be cool. And like I said, it's a bigger story of just not that you're old. We're not old. We're both in our young 30s.
I'm a few years older. That's okay. I can be considered old.
But I think
trying new things as you're older, and it's uncomfortable. Yeah. I think I'm happy to share my experience. It's uncomfortable to try something new when you're older, and there's so many talented women who've been doing it for so many years.
Right.
But it really has brought me so much joy. Yeah. I'm happy to get into that a little bit more later, but I'm excited. I'm excited for this conversation.
Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to get into it then. Right now, as we're sitting here, our horse show starts, the Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show starts in 2 days. Very exciting. This is what, you're probably third time? Third
or fourth time.
Okay.
Yes. At this point. Oh my goodness.
I think this is, I'm not sure. I think my first one was 2005. So more than 3 or 4.
A few more years.
It's always one of the best weeks of the year because it's kind of kicks off our show season. You get to see people you haven't seen since maybe October, even before. For context, obviously this is a national sport. So we know people who live all over the country, even people within our barn live all over the country. And so it's fun to get to see them and spend the week together. Typically the weather's gorgeous. It's Scottsdale, and
February.
The rest of you are jealous.
The hot place to be.
Yes, literally, which is awesome. So we're doing this now because I plan on checking out for the next 10 days.
Okay.
For the most part. So we're doing this before the show starts so that I don't have to be on camera. Also, I will not be in my home studio in the daylight probably now for the next 10 days because we are at the show all day long. Okay. So, Shay, as you may or may not know, Shay is a very supportive friend too, and I think a pretty routine listener of the good stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
People in my real life, I do not take offense if you don't listen. It makes me sort of uncomfortable at times. I appreciate it, but it doesn't hurt my feelings. But you may or may not know, we've introduced a new segment called Some Good Stuff.
Okay.
Just to kind of bring people in, because, well, as I just said, I'm recording this 2 weeks before anyone's going to hear it. And a lot of the times, just with like the format of my show, I'm talking about stuff that's happened to me already.
Okay.
But I like some good stuff to be like, here's what's going on right now. Like, here's what's happening in Katie's world in the moment.
Okay.
Just things that are making me happy. To kind of bring things into the present day rather than just being in the past. And so I'll go first if you want.
Please.
Warm me up. So some good stuff this week, which you all already know, but right now, again, it's happening. We're actually recording this the day that my most recent episode came out. And I have my first ad on my show, which is very exciting.
That is very exciting.
Because I think the momentum shift of having this be something that really generates...
You're going to the dark side. That advertising dark side.
No,
I'm joking.
I mean, maybe. And I work on it. Sure. Sell me. I'll be sell out. Who wants to pay how much? No.
Is bitter.
Yes. But it's exactly. But it's like very, not only is it like a business marker in the sense where there's like a financial ROI on this beyond just like it making me happy. There's actually a bottom line of like, dang, there's like
absolutely.
Of course, we're, whatever. We'll get there to where.
Congratulations, Katie. That's really awesome. I know we're joking, but I know that's a huge achievement. I am not aware of the podcast minimums and what is required of that, but like,
it's cool.
No one can just start talking and get advertisers. So that's a big achievement. Big achievement.
And it's like cool to even on just like the emotional. Wow, that's a little bit dramatic, but like just as, like on the personal level too.
Put a lot of effort into this. A lot of time, effort
in it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a cool feeling just knowing that like someone else is like, sure, yeah, I'll like throw my name and logo and business behind that too. Very, very big day and super exciting. So that happened this week. And also our horse show starts in a couple days. And that's, like I said already, that's always like a highlight week or 10 days or so.
Absolutely.
For me. And I'm just looking forward to seeing everyone, being with everybody, being in our horse show bubble, as I call it, where like the rest of the world just stops. Yeah. Although some bad stuff, I can't stop thinking about Nancy Guthrie. And last night they had a guy and then they released him, and I am just
that video is like terrifying that you see online.
And it's everywhere. You can't like scroll. I'm like, no, I saw it once, and
it's so weird in this day and age now that I feel like this can happen and they don't know who it is. I feel like everyone is tracked and everything.
I know. Don't they have all our faces from our phones? Like
something is
our face ID. They have to have us all.
No, you've heard me say something's fishy here.
It's fishy.
I'm not sure, but it's obviously awful. I cannot even imagine the emotions and what that family is going through.
Disgusting.
I can't even imagine. It is bonkers to me.
I hope that by the time this is out, she's home, safe, alive, and with her family, clean, all the things. Because it feels like it's getting close. I say that because I'm like, I feel like the things like that are the only things that like penetrate the horse show bubble. Otherwise, we don't know what's going on, guys. Sorry. We are just in our orbit and doing our own thing. Okay, Shay, do you have any good stuff to share with everyone?
Okay, I have a few things I can touch on. So one, the Olympics are currently going on, and I am really I'm locked. I'm locked
Team
into
USA.
all Team USA.
Okay.
Every obscure sport the sports, you haven't heard of or even watched for the last 4 years. figure skating, quad god. I know he just had his big routine.
The flips?
Yes. Okay. But it's specific. They all can do quads. That's the baseline.
For
spins. Yep.
Okay.
The men can do that.
Okay.
But there's a specific quad, and you're getting beyond my knowledge, that he's the only person that can do.
Okay.
And I think
he's giving like Simone Biles.
Yes. He can hit
she
like
can only spin.
He hits like 6 or 7 in his like long routine, and just watching it, it's just
like 6 or 7. There are 6 or 7 times quads. He is spinning 4 times in a row.
He is doing like 6 or 7 quads. I think he does this like one specific quad that only he can do once or twice maybe. But it just in general, he's clearly like, they didn't think that this was even capable of humans able to do this. So like, I am locked in.
Okay.
I am a couch judger. I sit there. I go, nope, a little more razzle dazzle needed there. Didn't work. Whatever it is, I snarf my chips in my mouth and watch it. So, all these kids are so young too. Yeah. They're like 19, 20. I'm like, I think of myself at that age, and I was not doing
I wasn't doing quads.
I was not doing quads, but so I was not like anything into the Olympics. Yes, I was gonna say I was down at the local bar. Yeah, school. I'm joking. But so we're locked into the Olympics, so that's been awesome. I love that. Whenever every 2 years, summer, winter, it comes around, we get locked into that. We were talking earlier, another good thing in my life, my husband, Chris, and I, we've been taking 2-step lessons the last few months. So Texas 2-step and Arizona 2-step. Do not ask me the difference, but there is a difference. There is a difference. I don't know. I'm not that advanced yet, but we've been taking dance lessons together. And so that's just been something fun. It's almost probably resonates with a lot of the themes we're going to talk about, where
it's fun.
Something you don't normally do. It's not something we've ever done before. Mm-hmm. You show up and you give your effort, and it's been a blast. We're both just having so much fun. And so we have one of our lessons this evening. So
love it.
We were practicing last night a little bit, making sure we remember from the week before.
Can't be the like kids who didn't study.
No, it kind of gives me flashbacks to when my parents forced me with, piano or stuff, and you never wanted to do it. And then all of a sudden the next week, and you're like, oh gosh, what do I need to pretend to do? But no, that's been really fun. So Olympics, 2-step. And then it's in a couple weeks, but I got a new job too. And so for the last 4 years, I was with Amazon as a product leader over there. But I had an opportunity to move to a large fintech, still doing product leadership. And so I'm really excited for that new journey and opportunity, something different, a different industry, still in tech, but doing a little bit different things, working with some of their machine learning and AI and stuff. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be, it's the horse show world I love because, and we'll get into this, it's so different than what I do day to day. And that's kind of what it like, almost like the two brain kind of things almost. But I'm excited for that. So I'll horse show and get that side of my brain, quote unquote, all juiced up and full, and then I'll go back into my tech world. So those are my 3 good things I'll say. Love it. So I'm happy camper.
We love to hear it. All right, that's enough. Well, there's never enough good stuff, but that's all the good stuff we're going to get into today. Now we're going to get into the bulk of the episode. Like I said, we're going to talk about Shay's experience, like coming into this world, if you will, as an adult. As you heard from my last episode, it is definitely that. It's all encompassing. It takes a lot. It gives you a lot, all the things. It becomes a big part of your life. And so I'm curious to hear her experience with just having that happen to you in adulthood. So quick elevator pitch speech of just like how you ended up
here
riding horses.
Why are you here?
Yeah. Shay, who invited you?
Yeah. I don't know. No one invited me. And that's the theme. You don't need to be invited. Yeah,
that's right.
But no, my exposure to horses actually started at an extremely young age. We, myself and my brother, we grew up next to Dr. Eugene and Mary Jean LaCroix.
Oh,
who
no kidding.
Are very, very renowned in the Arabian horse world, as they imported a extremely famous stallion back in the 60s named Boss.
Yeah.
From Poland. And his lines and breeding is still prevalent in the world today. Yeah. So every horse has Bosque. And so
pretty much
as a young girl, literally next door neighbors, I would go over to their house. And I remember it was many years after he passed, because I think it was in the 60s they imported him, and I was born in the 90s. So many years later, but they had these beautiful trophies and pictures and stuff in their house. And I just remember, even as a little girl, obviously not understanding the significance of the sport, that specific horse or anything, but just looking at it and just saying, wow, like that is the most beautiful horse I've ever seen. And so I had the opportunity to take very casually lessons. So I did, quote unquote, ride, not in the level of anything we're doing, just kind of, well, you would enroll your child in at a local lesson barn. But then life kind of took over in my tweens, and school and activity and boys or whatever. And so I stopped doing horseback riding. And now fast forward probably about 20 years later, as you kind of mentioned, it was during COVID. My husband and I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, I need to get out of this gosh darn house. Like, I was like, I need a new hobby.
Your worst nightmare.
It was, locked in my house. I was like, what do I do with myself? My husband was like,
"Get married yet?"
Yeah, we were married at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, we were recently. We were living together. We actually got married in 2021. So I shouldn't say that, but we were very like
okay.
So you were locked around that time. Yeah, I hope we were locked. We were locked, and so I was like, I need to get out of the house. I need a new hobby. I felt like we were just looking at, we joke, small screen, medium screen, big screen. You know, you go from your phone to your computer and it's all TV, and then you just go back and forth. Yeah. And I was like, I need something that's not a screen activity. And so, very long story short, just did some research online, found a local lesson barn, started riding again, really fell back in love with it. And then fast forward just a few short years, have 2 horses now competing. It took me over. It took it
line and sinker.
It grabbed me back in. So
it happened. That's cool.
So here I am.
I didn't know that about your childhood. And,
I know.
You know, a big like topic of conversation within our Arabian horse community is getting people involved and like, how do you do it? And it feels like it's a hard thing to like break into. But it really does come. I mean, it comes down to like talking to people. Like, that's just, you're only in this because of your neighbor, probably.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you would have found your way. I mean, hopefully it all would have worked out anyway, but that's really cool that
I think that's definitely was something that always was like a seed that was like planted with me. But like, I think horses are somewhat intimidating, especially for someone who hasn't been aware or like around them in any way. And then just like, I think just reaching out and being like, I'm just going to try this. Like that's intimidating. No matter what activity, sport, whatever it is. It's like, hey, I want to start taking hip hop lessons. You're like, well, I'm going to be the worst at hip hop for a very long time.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that. And so whatever you're trying, new activity or whatnot, it's intimidating, but like, it kind of goes back to like, I like to be not have everything so comfortable, because that's really where I find a lot of joy in the things that make you uncomfortable and make you grow at the end of the day. So just doing that research. And I didn't know at the time if it was going to stick. Maybe I just took lessons and then I stopped and then I moved on to the next hobby. You know, I did that with like sourdough and planting and baking and all that. So there's many like failed hobbies in our household. My husband jokes when he like sees a new one come in, he's like, oh gosh, how long is this one? But the horses have stuck for many years, and I think they will stick for many more to come. So
I love that.
Okay,
kind of touching on something that you said and something I said too. It's like, there's so many people who do this because they did it as a kid, and it's not, a lot of people's story is like, I did it till I was 18. I went to college. I figured out my career for a few years, whatever. And then I came back to it, or I had kids and I come back to it. But there's still that baseline of just like, it was part of the way that we grew up. And so I guess, and that's obviously been my experience. I have just kept doing it, which has been awesome. But I don't have the perspective of like, I can only imagine, because like I said in my last episode too, there's so many people I've known for so long. It's just like when I go to a horse show or anywhere, it's like, I take a deep breath of like, my people. Like there's a level of understanding they have of you because they knew you, I mean, literally since I was 10 years old. Yeah, some of them, not everyone, but a lot of them. And so there's this, again, there's this sense of like calm that comes over me when I'm around those people, because there's just, the people that you just don't have to explain anything to. You're just like, here I am, you know the deal. But I only know that experience. Sure. And it's not like this like big exclusive club or we're doing something that, great. But like, sure. What do you see that as being someone who starts doing this when you're like in your late 20s? Do you see, and it's not just me, it's I think that's a lot of people's lived experience. So like, did you feel any of that or not really?
I mean, I think as I alluded to, it's definitely it was definitely intimidating. Yeah. Kind of joining, because I think the horse industry is, the vast majority of people have been doing it for almost their entire lives, for a very long time. So it definitely is intimidating in that way. And I think that is kind of a theme that probably can resonate almost in a lot of other different areas. You go to a new school, you get a new job or whatever it is, and there's people who've been there forever and you're like, well, I don't know how I fit in, the culture, all of that. I think specifically for the horse world, and maybe this is my own personal experience, I'm a very outgoing person. I'm someone who enjoys, it sounds corporate-y, building relationships, learning about people. And so like, I think I've always found it to be very welcoming and open. But I can take a step back and probably recognize that my personality has enabled me to probably make those connections and relationships a lot easier than someone maybe who is a little bit more reserved and maybe doesn't. Like, I'm the one who goes up, hi, I'm Shay, and like I'll just shake people's hands. Like I know a lot of my barmaids kind of like, oh, it's like I'm a yapper in that way and stuff. Also, like that's who I am.
That's also like we've got to enjoy so in these stupid fields. Like that's what you do when you meet someone for the first time. Hi, I'm Caitlin. It's nice to meet you. And that like. That shouldn't be taboo. That's like what we're supposed to do.
I know. And I guess it like, I think my 30s too. I'm in my 30s, mid 30s, young 30s, I'll say.
Yeah. You're not 35 yet.
I think I'm not, but
you're in your young 30s.
I think a gift I have received in my 30s now, it's going to sound harsh, is not caring. And it's not caring about others. I actually have a very even more deeply sense of caring for others. Yeah. It's not caring what others think. It's not what caring what others think of me. And so I think in your 20s and even younger, I had a very hard time. Oh my gosh, what does this person think of me? And did I say the right thing? And then you, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that. That was a stupid way. I don't care in that way. And so that's a very freeing feeling. And I think I've taken that into the horse world a lot in this new experience of like, I'm here to have fun. I enjoy what I'm doing. I feel like I'm growing. I enjoy the people I'm around.
Yeah.
I don't really there's like, I don't feel any pressure to be some way or to know this person or talk this way. And so in that way, going back to kind of your original question, I felt very welcome because I think I feel very secure in myself and like I'm a very outgoing person. But I recognize for a lot of people, it's I still would feel uncomfortable going into a room of ballroom dancers and just starting again. Like that is an uncomfortable thing for a lot of people, and myself included in that way. But like, the risk of not getting that joy from that activity is too much for me to like lose, I guess, is what kind of grounds me and says, do it, get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. I like that. And I think that is a good point to make, because even like, I think about myself, I went to school, like I went to one elementary school, one middle school, one high school with kids. There was probably 30, 40 kids that I did every day of school with. And then I went to college. I knew like a couple people from high school, but that was the first time that I was like, oh, I have to like, and the schools I went to, like my brothers had been to, or my mom had worked at, like I was very intertwined.
And when
you're a child, like your community is school, or I had this community through horses, which is like any team sport, you quickly bond with people, especially as children, like, here you all are. And so then I remember going to college being like, oh, I have to just like, and I will say I too am like outgoing and like pretty extroverted. I don't think I knew that about myself till I went to college, because I didn't really have to be in like, up until then. I think I actually would have thought of myself as pretty introverted, but I'm like, wait, I really did just kind of like turn it on and that way be like, I got to make friends. I'm used to having friends.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the weirdo who like, doesn't have anyone. And college, I mean, freshman year of college is like the easiest time to
Everyone's
make
making
friends. Friends, you're just, it's like,
you want to fit in.
You're like, please be my friend.
Yes.
You literally can resort to being 3 years old. So not that that was like super challenging, but yeah, even like starting in all those things, I remember then too, like,
and I think that's the beauty of college. And that's like getting out of your experience is exactly what you're saying. And that's where I would encourage any young person listening to your podcast, go through and get an education.
Oh, for sure.
Go through college, get the experience. It's sometimes not even about the actual quote unquote
unless you're
schoolwork education.
Doesn't matter.
It's the experiences.
Totally.
It's everything else around it.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's like learning how to navigate the world on your own with very healthy, like, like you still have a campus to go back to. You have a built-in community. You have just enough freedom from your parents. You have, you know, you're not, I don't know how everyone's situation works, but you're like, it's not like you have all this like money to blow. You're learning how to like budget your time and
you're becoming an adult.
Done, like do your schoolwork, manage your time.
It teaches you how to become a functioning adult in society.
Like, healthy boundaries around you and like safety nets. And yeah, for sure. And you have fun.
Yeah.
Unless you're, I don't know, unless you're going to be a doctor or lawyer and you like really have serious stuff to be studying, you're going to have a good time.
I have a good doctor friend and she still had a fun.
Okay, perfect. There you go. Even the doctors and lawyers get to enjoy themselves. Hey guys, big day over here at The Good Stuff because I have my first ad and I could not be more excited to tell you about it. This is an exclusive offer from Hammer and Clay, which is my favorite place to shop for handmade pottery. Every piece is crafted with love and care by artist, owner, and my friend Julia Needhammer out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Hammer and Clay specializes in dishware and decorative pieces, including bowls, mugs, platters, planters, bookends, and so much more. When my grandfather's horse passed away last year, I asked Julia to make a vase and incorporate his horse's hair into the design. She did this through a burning process called raku, and not only did she teach herself this technique, but she also surprised me by making 3 vases, one for my grandpa, one for me, and one for my mom. I have several other things from her, and they all make my home feel so special. I love that each one comes with a story. You too can commission a custom design or shop a wide variety of pre-made items by visiting hammerandclay.com. That's HAMMERANDCLAY.com. This podcast is supported by Hammer and Clay. Okay. I want to hone back in on the horse stuff because you recently went. So as Shay said, you're like, I really like what you're getting through here. Like, try new stuff. The benefit is there. And that's again, that's even good for me to hear. Like I said, I feel like in a lot of ways, I haven't had to do that a lot. I mean, I had 3 jobs in an office where I had to like learn people. That's really not that many. That's not that many. That's probably the newest stuff I've been in. Now I work for myself. But like, I have to do a lot of outreach, a lot of cold calling, cold email. That is like still
the skill.
5 years. It's hard. And I hate it. And my palms sweat. But anyway, so I love what you said there, but I want to zoom back in on the horses because you recently went to U.S. Nationals for the first time, and there was a few of you. So, like I said, Shay's we're in the same barn together, which you kind of, those of you who aren't horse people, it's like a team, I guess, and we all kind of hang together. Our horses are all stalled together. The horses live together. We know each other very well. Yep. It's like a family team situation. And there was actually a few of you who had never shown at Nationals before. And it was one of the coolest things. I don't know that I've even shared this with you.
You haven't, no.
Just my lived experience. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I've shown a Nationals competition since 2005. So this past year would have been my, 20th? Yeah. 21st, whatever that math adds up to be. And not that it's not cool. It's just part of my routine. It's just part of my year. Like, that is something that I do. I understand it's awesome and it's very exciting every year and like it's cool to me and all that is true. However, seeing it, I had not seen it through, like I had not seen someone's first time in a long time because like I said, a lot of us, it's happening when you're kids. And so like, oh, when I'm 12, I'm not like, oh, this 8-year-old's first time. That's so cool.
It's a different experience.
I don't have see it on an adult frontal lobe to be like, that's really special. I'm just like, yay, she's here now. Yeah. Like, and so seeing all of you guys like do like see
so kind.
It's like I don't have kids, but it's like people who are like, yeah, you take your kid to Disneyland and they like see Mickey. It's like they see him in real life and they're like, Like,
you guys like dropped us off for our first day of school.
It was like, oh my God, they've never seen like, I mean, some of you had been and visited, but it's different when you're participating. And like, it was like fun to watch you guys be like, oh my God, this is like what the arena looks like. This is all the lights. This is all this. And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that is all. Again, it's just, it becomes part of your routine, and it becomes just like, yeah, every year the lights are there and I'm here and it's a good time. But I'm like, wait, no, this is like,
it's a big stage.
It was so fun to watch. It really like elevated my experience.
I didn't know you felt that way. Like, really kind.
It was fun that so many of you had it, because, and like it was a good perspective. I think I really try to have that, like, of just gratitude every time I get to show this is cool. I understand that like people have real things going on that are scary and sad and all the things.
It's a privilege.
Yeah, it's a big privilege. But it was really like so fun to just like witness, and it did make it added another level of like, again, I try to always be like, this is cool.
Yeah.
We're riding horses.
For gratitude.
We're riding horses in circles. Like, it's not that deep. It's very fun, but it's not that deep. And so that was really fun. And I just like, I don't know, is there anything specific to like that experience that was special to you? Again, the first time I showed at Nationals, I was 10. So like, yay, fun. Yeah. But like, I don't have the...
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got the jitters in a different way. Yeah. And especially as an adult, like I don't really get jitters anymore. Yeah. It's like, the best way I can describe it is probably when you, back in school as childhood, had to like do a presentation in front of the class, and you're like, oh my gosh, like you're sweating. You're like, do I remember my name? Oh my God, they're gonna call on me. What am I gonna say? Like that kind of like jitters. But I'll never forget like going into my first class and like going down and getting halfway down the rail. And I just remember I took a deep breath and was like, okay, just like, and it kind of,
you did the hardest part. Yeah, like got in there. Like that's life too. The hardest part is just like taking the first step.
A lot of my mentality, even professionally, is like, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah. And I know it's kind of being a little dramatic with horses, because there could be some unfortunate, but in the sense of like, you're here, you're riding, you've prepared, like, just go for it. And guess what?
Yeah.
If I got last, I got last. Yeah. Like, it didn't, like, that really wasn't what I was trying to benchmark myself on. But it definitely, the energy specifically in that arena, it's a different buzz. It feels electric. Like, it's almost like when you walk into like a concert and you kind of just like feel something in the air that like you can't. Yeah, it's like a vibration you feel, and then you're nervous, and you have another animal. You have an animal below you that you're trying to make sure you're not being nervous toward. It's trying to listen to you. So it's like it's such a beautiful dance, but like with so much energy. And so I mean, I definitely was nervous by like the second or third. I was just like, okay, you've done this before. Let's get through it. Yeah. But like I felt so privileged and grateful to be able to experience that. I can't wait to do it again. It is a different energy than something else. Highly encourage anyone with the opportunity to experience it. It definitely pushes you out of your comfort zone. Yeah. But like I had so much fun. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. It's so fun. And it is, I think, like you were saying, it's a different energy. It's a different like going in. It's because like the stakes are higher than anything in life. Like it matters in a different way. Yeah. And you're feeling that from everyone. You're feeling that from everyone who's like, no one's going into their class of nationals like, let's see what happens. Yeah. Like everyone's trying their hardest, and I'm around people all the time. I mean, it's just, that show is so much fun and the best, and like such a cool way to end out the year. But I always come home so like emotionally exhausted, because you're also like, everyone that you're around is like, we're all amped. We're all on like a 12 out of 10 in every way. Like it just, everything is, and the stakes are just higher, which makes it way more fun, and also just like overwhelming.
It does.
Even your 20th time doing it.
It does. And I think, I was like, obviously wanted to personally do well. Yeah. I think where I put a lot of pressure on myself with riding specifically is I just know how much work the trainers and everyone behind the scenes put in to me and my horses. And so like, it sounds silly, but like not disappointing them in like a way. Yeah. Like that is kind of like what like pushes me a bit. It's not what I want. It's like, I want to do well for these other people who have spent so much time and effort investing in me and my horses. And so like, that was kind of like the quote unquote pressure on my shoulder that I had. But at the end of the day, going back to like, I'm here to improve myself. I recognize I'm relatively new in this industry. I've been so fortunate with the training and the horses that I had the opportunity to ride, and so like it was so fun. I was there to have fun at that point in good old Tulsa. Experienced that, and so
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It was really
one of
I'm
one.
really grateful. It is one of one.
It is cool, and like I think I said that in the episode I did, like solo too, where it is, any class is like 7 to 10 minutes, right? That we're out there doing our thing of actual like in-ring competition. But it's not like that is what happens in those 7 to 10 minutes is a result of like hours of work, not only of us and our horses, but of our more.
That's almost everything in life,
5 times the amount of effort from them. And so you do feel a healthy, like,
wanting to,
I don't know, like desire to showcase.
Sure.
Like being a vessel to showcasing a lot of their hard work too.
And I think that's almost any sport or even professionally. Like you see that presentation, coach. You see that end movie, the hours and hours and so many people behind the scenes that supported that. Right. It's not just that. And so, you want to do well for your community, for everyone around you who's supporting you as well too. I think that's quote unquote the biggest pressure that I felt, but like, it's a good pressure. Pressure is good.
Pressure's good.
Like you want pressure.
Like, what do they say? Like
pressure makes diamonds.
Like,
oh gosh.
So lame.
Someone's above the kitchen. They're it's like live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
Equivalent.
Yeah, it's literally, but like it is true. And if you never feel the pressure, you're not going to like get better, grow in anything. And you can take a big part of what I said in the episode. And like, again, we're recording this. It came out like 2 hours ago. So I'm sure you haven't heard it yet. But like, a lot of what I said there is the lessons you learned in this little bubble. Like I pull on every single day. There's so many times where I'm like, oh, I have to like do this thing or this, whatever. And I'm like, 10 minutes, Katie. Like, sure. It's going to take you 10 minutes. You can do it. Or just trotting in the arena. That's the scariest part. Getting in there. Like, just make the phone call, dial the number. Like, you pull on that so often that, and I also think I want to give a testament to our like culture of the people who, not only just our trainers, but like the people within our barn. I think like we all have that healthy kind of perspective and like the desire to do well for one another, for ourselves. But we also like, we do have a grasp on the world. We've had some like, I think for the most part, I think we've all watched each other go through some like real life stuff where it's like I've had Jen on.
Yep.
And she had this crazy accident that revealed this cancer she would have never known she had. She's through all that now, like would have never known. And we all watched that, like, we walked that with her, and that's bigger than any of this.
Absolutely.
Like, and so I think we benefit from that. We also benefit from trainers who like want it for us in the same way that we want it for ourselves. I think that's probably contributes to it too. So in that sense, like we're also really lucky. I mean, again, that's the only experience I can speak to.
No,
and I've been part of that's the same thing. So it's like, I feel lucky to.
I mean, the people at the end of the day, like I would not just be riding around myself on my horse if no one was around. Like that would be so. Yeah. That wouldn't bring me the joy that the people around bring. I joke that sometimes watching others and watching my friends and my barn mates ride brings me just as much joy as riding too. And so.
And you're less nervous. Sometimes more nervous.
You are,
but usually less nervous.
No, the people, the community. It really, if that wasn't there, then I wouldn't be doing this 100%. Either.
I said that. I also said that in the episode. I was like, if I was doing this I said like ribbons and roses, they're all great. Yeah, they get dusty.
That should be a kitchen quote. Ribbons and roses get dusty.
It should be. Yeah. Feel free.
It's deep.
Feel free. If there are any sign brands out there that want
Home Goods and Marshalls
hit me up. Home Goods, hit me up. We'll put it on a sign.
Licensing fees there. Ad number 2.
She can do all that for me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
but like, I said like that'll they're cool.
That's the cherry on top.
It's the cherry on top, and it happens. But I am someone, I'm very lucky to have, won a lot of those things, but I've been doing this for 20 years. So, you know, at a certain point, it's like time served. No, I've had some really incredible highs, some really incredible victories, some like really standout like Kodak moments in my life with these horses that involve ribbons and trophies and roses and all the things. And you know, the portion of those, and compared to the hours I spend doing this, if I was only in it for that, I would have quit this so long ago.
Yeah.
And I would say that's not even the best part. No. It's a great part, but it's not the best part. The best part is like you and I would have never known each other. All the people, the community, just that sense of hopefully you're getting there. How I said, like when I go to a horse show, I just like kind of take a breath. There's that level of just these people get me. I don't have to explain a lot. Here I am. You just get to like really like kind of take a layer of yourself off. That's what.
So you hear it first, judges. Katie does not want to win at all.
No, that's not what I said. We are always trying our best. That's not what I said.
I'm just kidding. No, it is a
great byproduct.
I fully agree.
Such an exciting byproduct of your hard work. Sometimes you can't win every single time you go in the arena. That's ridiculous. But like
a few years in, I remember I said to someone, if you're in the sport to win, you're going to be really disappointed. You're going to be really disappointed. And I think that's applicable for almost anything in life and any other sport or activity or even work. You're not going to win always. And it's really, if you're not winning, how are you holding yourself? How do you feel? Where else are you finding joy? And if you're not able to find joy or growth in those other moments, it's your life. I don't even know what that actually is on the other side. My gut tells me it's going to be very unfulfilling and not something that brings a joyful person out.
Was not the point. Yeah, that's really true. I like that. Okay. So something that I've kind of hinted at, this is a super demanding hobby. Mm-hmm. This isn't sourdough, or whatever.
That's pretty. I've heard those sourdough starters I see online. You gotta feed it every day. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the daily time is a lot. But like in the sense, like this is a very financially time consuming, like all kind of encompassing hobby, sport, whatever you want to call it, lifestyle, it feels like half the time. And again, I only have my experience. I've done this forever. Like when I get married, it'll just be like, hey, this is part of me. Like
take it or leave it
as you want. Take it or leave it. This is part of who I am, whatever. But like, and we don't,
no, please.
Your marriage is no one's business. But I think it's interesting to like talk about, and this again is like applicable to so many different things. Like whether you're gonna you marry someone, you and Chris got married when you're like in your late 20s, early 30s.
30s, yeah.
You're like hopefully going to live a long time and change and evolve and have new things come in and out of your life. And so you have to learn how to manage okay, this new thing and having something else take different priorities. Has that had to be something you guys
definitely
manage?
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about it.
I think relationship wise, one, finding a partner that supports you in whatever you want to do. I'd say for any young girl, even young man out there, I promise you, that is one of the most number one criteria you want in a partner is someone who just supports you. And so I think to maybe break down your question in two parts, there's the support, I'll say emotionally, and then there's the support financially and what that entails. So emotionally, my husband is such a wonderful, wonderful person. He has been, we call him Cowboy Chris. He does not ride, but Cowboy Chris.
Cowboy Chris,
I love you.
Joggers.
He does. No, I will say he is the Regina George mom at the horse show. He films me. So you always see him filming me. So he'll be at every show. No, he's just been such a great partner to me. He's been so supportive. He's, while he is not into the sport or the industry, he recognizes that I enjoy it so much that he supports me in that way. So I cannot be more thankful. I love you, Chris, so much. Financially, horses are like boats with legs. I love fun to have a friend who has one that lends you. Not fun to be on your own payroll, but no, they are an extreme financial commitment. And so that is definitely something relationship wise. It's not a small expense by any means. So I'm really grateful for my
We could all go to Europe. Yeah. A lot more frequently.
I could have a lot of other things. But what I really would kind of encourage, one is we touched on it earlier, but career wise, any young person listening, go to get a really good education. And so later in life, like myself, you can go and like afford it. So career wise, I've had the ability to have a great career and be able to afford horses myself. But I mean, obviously that impacts your partner and what they want, what they don't want too. And so having open and honest conversations of what makes sense. A relationship in general is not a give and take. That sounds like it's always that way. But like we both say, Chris and I, we are always every single day trying to do something to bring that other person joy, do something that makes that person's life easier. And as long as you're having, I think, an open and honest conversation about it, both emotionally and financially, I think you have to be very realistic in that way. Yeah. But I've just been really, really grateful for, again, the partner I have who supports me, the career that affords me the ability to ride and purchase and ride these beautiful animals. And so a combination of both of those things, I've been really, really lucky to have.
Yeah, that is a big, that has to be a big part of it. Because it's like anything, it probably could have easily like, he could get resentful or it could build like all sorts of other, you hear it all the time. Like we know lots of women who like joke about it. Like, oh, he hates, and it's like, oh, that's not like, it's a bummer when you hear that. And it is, I'm sure, like a lot of work on, I've seen it with my parents even too. Like it's been something my mom, but she was more similar to you where she started doing it at this level when I started doing it. So she was 20, she was 40-ish. Yeah. And had 3.
A little more settled and everything.
Yeah, but like to the point where it was a new thing in their life of like, oh, this is a commitment that we're going to make in this way now. Like we had a horse that lived at home that we paid, I don't know, $300 and board for. And like
it escalated very
quickly. And watching them, honestly, as a 10-year-old, however old I was, like not with the perspective, but now like my parents and I are in literal business together doing it now that I'm in my 30s. It's the 3 of us, and it's how we have those conversations. And like it's, I don't have a husband, so I don't have to have it with him, but I know one day I will. Yeah, literally. But like
no, I
think it's a good practice, and seeing like that's why I ask, because it's like you can, as I don't know, I see the different dynamics. Totally. And I think your guys' seems very healthy in that way. And like Chris has got his fish, and like you are
he has saltwater tank. If for those who don't know,
crazy.
It's a beautiful saltwater tank.
And like,
well, it kind of goes back to, though, he has his hobbies, he has his passions, and so I think when you find a partner and you love this person so deeply, like if he had a passion, I would follow him to the ends of the earth to also support in that way. Unfortunately, my passion is a little more financially draining than maybe some of his passions, as he would say. But I think when you love someone, you have that foundation, that just pure love and wanting the best and to support that person in anything they want to do. When it all comes from that good place, as long as you're having those open and honest conversations of what makes sense, I think it always is done in a well-mannered, well-intentioned way for us and our relationship.
And you're like,
that's what makes sense.
Doing it. Yeah, because you're operating from base, and it sounds like you both do it for each other.
We do.
So it's like he sees that, sure, it's different what we do than his fish tank or his whatever he's got going on, his other sports. He's really into the line dancing. I feel like he's
a great line dancer.
A little more like he's getting that filled, and so that cup filled. So he's happy to be like, I'm gonna wake up at 8 a.m. or earlier than 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
I don't know if he would say he's happy about waking up at 8 a.m. But I'm joking. Like, he's supportive. He's there.
He's happy to do
I'm
it.
There because just like I would be there in the opposite way too. When you're there for your partner, no matter what they're trying to do. Yeah. And he often says, "I do not have the passion of the horses. I do not personally see it, but I see your passion." Yeah. And so that's all that matters. That's all that matters for us and our relationship.
I love that. Okay. We're going to wind it down with this question. Okay. What has been, this can be like a 2-parter.
Okay.
What has been either or both the most like challenging part of this, if anything, and the most surprising, unexpected, happy, good thing you've got from from welcoming all of us into no, like for having this unfold way that it has thus far.
Yeah. Challenge wise, it's taught me a lot of patience, and I'm not a patient person. I think in my professional career, when something isn't working or you need to do something new, it needs to be done tomorrow. It's yesterday. It's you're working overnight, weekends. Like you get it done. Nothing is ever launched fast enough. We're not delivering fast enough. So like, there is no patience in the industry I work in. And so horses require patience. They are an animal. Their journey is not linear. They're going to have bad days. They have good days. Sometimes things happen and there's not it's corporate root cause. Like you can't just ask the 5 whys and figure out why that happened.
Can't even ask them.
And you cannot. Sometimes you wish. So I think it's taught me a lot of patience that I've been able to take in other areas of my life, where if something isn't either materializing or happening or going the way I expect it as instantaneous, just like to take a breath kind of in some ways and just go, it's a journey. It's kind of silly. With Katie Quigg. Katie Quigg, shout out. It's a journey we're on. So patience has been something with horses that has really been challenging for me. But it's really pushed me, and I think helped shape me into a better person professionally, personally, horse world-wise too. And so that has definitely been a challenge that I did not expect coming in. I wanted everything now kind of thing. And that's just not the reality.
No, I think you learn that a lot too when you're looking for a new horse. I know, and we've both like had that experience where you're like, okay, I want a horse that does this thing. And there's plenty of horses who do that thing that you're like, well, why can't I just have that one? And it's like something about it just doesn't
always
work. But
there's a reason. There's a reason. I think as much as I've grown into this industry, patience is actually a gift.
That's it.
And because I would have made
wisest
very poor decisions in many different ways, just going with gut reaction. And there's a reason, there's a rhyme and a reason in vast majority of scenarios. And so that has been something I think the years, and I'm sure I'll even look back on this in 10 years and go, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I didn't even know about this. And this was something new to me. So that learning is fun. The patience element is it something that I'm still, it's okay.
I get that.
It's okay.
I totally get that.
That's difficult for me and my personality.
I feel that. I'm also not patient. I'm like, now please, thank you. Okay. Most surprising good thing that's come of this.
I mean, I think this is kind of a full circle to our beginning conversation, and it sounds a little cliche, but the people. I mean, I didn't join or I didn't start because I was like, oh, I'm looking for new friends or I'm looking for a new community. That wasn't originally, as I mentioned during COVID, why I started looking for a new hobby. But the people have really won me over.
Bonus.
It's all of it, to be honest. As I mentioned, if the people weren't around and the people I have in my life, then I wouldn't be doing this. And so, the community, the support, all of the diverse set of people that are in this industry, it's just been so awesome to learn about everyone and their experiences, everyone who lives across the United States, and some people from other countries and whatnot. So just like the people that you get to meet and experience has been something that has been the most surprising, but yet the most grateful for, actually looking back only a few years. And I'm hopeful that I'll continue to make some great relationships
undoubtedly
in the future.
I mean, here I am. It's been 20 years. I make a new friend every year, it feels like. So
that's awesome.
It is true. And it's like, there's such a shared, I said this too when I was talking about myself, like there's just a different, whenever you share something, we all obviously are so passionate and care so deeply for this that like there is just that different level of I don't know, like the relationship that you build with those people. It's like, I don't know, if you had season tickets to a to an NFL team and you become best friends with the people who sit next to you who also like that. I'm sure it's a similar feeling.
Community building when you have a same passion and grounding for one thing. It doesn't matter if you connect in every single other way. But I think it gives you the opportunity to meet others in a way that's organic that you would never do. I mean,
People you'd literally never.
My husband's mom does line dancing and she's met a ton of people. My parents are super into golf and they meet a ton of people. So no matter what activity you're doing, when you have you have a common thing that you enjoy, it brings the same type of people around you, and it just opens your world view up to so many people that you just wouldn't get to experience otherwise. And so like that has been something I had not expected, but I've been the most grateful to experience now.
I love that. I feel like that's a good place to end. Did you have a good time?
I did. Okay. I felt
you did not seem nervous.
Oh, good.
You did a great job.
No, I'm definitely not nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to prepare for this interview? But no. You've made it feel very, very comfortable.
You're chatty enough. It's all good. I'm a pro.
I'm a, as the barn people call you, my husband, I'm a yapper.
Shay's a yapper. Okay.
I will yap anyone's ear off. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of The Good Stuff. And thank you, Shay. And I'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of The Good Stuff. Your host is me, Caitlin Piggott. Follow The Good Word on Instagram at the.good.word.co. And follow The Good Stuff podcast at the.good.stuff.podcast. To reach out about this podcast, email contact@thegoodwordonline.com. Graphic design work was done by Sugar Pine Design. The photo on my cover art was taken by Bella Claire Photography. And the intro and outro audio was done by David Nolf.